And then God became the Facebook-like thumbs up.
Also, he could just dip.
Oh, God damn it. Alright, so we just finished watching Estab Life.
Great Escape.
Great Escape. A show about getting people... It's... Okay, it took like half the series just to explain what the flying fuck was going on.
Well, if people wanted to leave their daily life, so they hire a group of 3 high school students, a dog man, and a robot.
Yeah.
To help them leave and go somewhere else.
And one of them is a slime girl, because why not?
Yeah, and the other's a gun wizard.
Fuck yeah.
And one of them might be 17, 300, or 53 million.
Billion.
Who fucking cares?
I do.
Once you get to
because
that...
the billion... like, million is like, oh, that's ancient. The billion is like, that's older than the universe.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That never gets elaborated on.
No, not at all. At all, ever.
It happens in the 3rd episode where they're just like, yo, you're kind of fucked up. And then that's it.
While she gets fucking interrogated by a penguin and slapped with squeaky noises.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so I want to preface this with, I looked at this show. I got it via a pseudo recommendation from a YouTuber that I watched. That was basically just like, it explained the premise of the 2nd episode, which was about a Yakuza boss that wants to run away to become a magical girl, which is fucking hilarious. And they were talking like, it looks kind of bad. And I was like, man...
We watched X-Arm. It can't be worse than that.
It definitely wasn't worse than X-Arm. And in some ways, it jumped the shark 10 times hard. Well, because that's the thing about X-Arm. X-Arm was like... Compared to this, it was very grounded and safe. Despite the fact that it looked like absolute shit.
Yeah.
This show just... Like... I cannot believe that I took this on a recommendation and I was like, it looks like garbage, so it could be a fun watch. And it just kept going. Like, I was expecting to ironically love this show, and some of my love is a bit ironic, but I think I unironically had a really great time. 'Cause, like, oh my god, this show is fucking insane. The first thing they do is they steal away a girl through a fake funeral in a coffin.
Yeah, they just pretend she's dead, and they're like, well, we'll get in the hearse, drive off, and then, oh, well...
Security's here.
Whoops.
Shit. Get to shoot them all. And, yeah, and it only gets more ridiculous as we realize that the dog, the Wolfman, never speaks, and all of his subtitles are literally bark, woof, and bow wow. And even though that's literally not the noises he's making.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, nobody can understand him.
I think the only one who pretends to understand him is Aqua. I think. And it's never implied that she actually understands him. And the robot, I don't know.
I think the robot can at least get the gist of what he's saying.
Yeah, because those two hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Also,
like cleaning walls.
Also, the robot's fucking incredible. The robot's basically like, what's her face from Chaika, in a sense.
Oh, Frederica?
He's got that vibe to him.
But
he's not all about violence.
But he's not overpowered.
He's all about violence. Yeah, but God, like they blow up the basement because he gets an explosive and just goes, yeah. And he's like, we need 20 cruise missiles.
Yeah, we just need those.
It's what we need. Yeah, did I mention that the Wolfman is a ninja?
He's got dual katana. Kunai.
He deflects bullets, and he throws kunai.
He can also jump like 60 feet in the air.
Well, that's because he's a dog person. It's fine. The pink-haired girl, Marta's son, Marta's whatever, is a slime girl, which is just a thing, and I gave up immediately once it was like Dogman, Slime Girl, Talking Robot, and then I didn't even bat an eyelash when they were like, Equus is like 17 or 330 or 57 billion years old, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care. So, like they threw a gun wizard at us. Like, she has to be special in some way.
What are the rules? There are no rules.
No, I can see several seconds into the future because reasons. God, those reasons are dumb.
I know the manager.
Yeah, literally the manager. I'm friends with the manager. Also, in order to call the extractors, you have to do one of the dumbest dances I've ever seen.
Yeah, it looks like a typical, like, spirit dance kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like a shrine maiden dance.
It's pretty dumb.
And then I think you gotta upload it to YouTube or LifeTube or whatever the hell the equivalent is, and then the manager's just like, yo, there's some idiot making a fool of himself. Go extract him.
There's some jackass doing the dance in the in the bathroom stall. Get him out.
Yeah, just get him.
And like the first thing they do, like the second rescue that they do, they shoot a cable miles, and I mean miles away. So far away, you can't see where it connected, but it connected to something.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
And just like, no, you're gonna zip line all the way to the other district. Have fun.
You'll be fine. They definitely won't shoot you down.
We put a bullet vest on you. You'll be good.
Yeah. Well, now it's time to go rescue the Yakuza.
Yeah, and the man's literally got like closets full of magical girl uniforms and is like, I want to be a magical girl. And we're talking like an old buff dude.
Yeah, so they shove him in a cannon and shoot him to Magical Girl Town.
Hell yeah. And then
problem solved.
And then the next episode, they go to the equivalent of Korea, but for penguins.
Yeah. And they extract an entire team of penguins.
An entire team of synchronized swimmer penguins, one of which has bishy hair.
Yeah.
And Equus-san gets interrogated by a penguin, and he attempts to use physical violence on her, but each time he slaps her, it makes a squeaky noise, and she clearly takes no damage.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, hey, could you, like, take 2 steps back, and then the ceiling falls out.
Fucking, oh my god.
And they escape via train that has, like, a 2-second window of...
It's literally there to tease them. To tease escapees. So, like, you can't get through.
Yeah, it's great. Ugh. And then we learn that Slime Girl has like a whole parliament in her head, made of smaller slime girls.
And they each belong to a different political party, one of which is the more physical, the other of which is more passive, and then there's the fringe option, which is going commando.
Yeah, so she gets blown up by a grenade, and that splits her into 2.
Yep.
And then they fight, and then they get back together.
Because that's the only way they can save Equus.
Yeah, it was...
These names are terrible.
Yeah, these names are bad. They're just like hitting your hand on a keyboard. And
I think the dog's name is Ulala.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the robot's name was. Yep.
Oh, his name was Robot.
Sick.
Obviously.
Awesome. Fuck.
Then we get the obligatory beach episode where you can't be wearing panties. That's against the law. Okay, moving on.
And Fele's didn't want to remove her panties because she's the serious embarrassed type, and she finally does and gives them to Equus, and it's really awkward and weird. And then they blow the bottoms off of the giant Statue of Liberty of no panties, and it turns out she's wearing panties. Yeah,
and so now the law is you must wear panties at least 1 hour a day or some nonsense like that.
Yeah. God, that was weird. Oh, right, and then Equus gets sick, and everyone fails to do the thing.
Yeah, they're the worst at extracting people if they don't have a leader.
They're so terrible. They all rely on Equus absolutely busted ability to see into the future.
Yeah. 2 seconds into the future.
It's good enough. Gets him through most things. And then the whole team decides they need to open a safe.
So they keep sending Aqua messages to go pick up more ridiculous things like kangaroo meat, alligator meat,
ostrich. While the robot is punching in every single possible combination of numbers.
Yeah, it's like it's a 4-digit safe. Or a 5-digit save.
And keep in mind, the robot had tried to blow it up with an explosive.
Yeah, it was fine.
Didn't do a fucking thing. Also, they set off an explosive in the basement.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Because he's looking for shit to sell so he could buy his 20 cruise missiles.
But yeah, so they open up the safe. It's a teddy bear with a flash drive in it. And it's a video of Aqua going, yeah, we're gonna make a cafe, yeah! And everybody's like, oh boy!
Oh, and she really likes the place, and she likes it the way it is. Also, there's the deed to the place, but that really isn't that important. The teddy bear's weird. And then they're like, we're not gonna change anything because you're awesome, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they go to, they have to rescue a butler from his job.
Yes.
Because his master is a wee tot who's very spoiled. Yeah. And it turns out it was kind of her plan to get everybody to just quit. So, because her cluster was like everybody had left except for this butler.
Yeah. And
then as soon as the butler leaves, it's just like this wave of death coming in that just destroys everything in the cluster.
Yep.
So they throw a house party.
Yep. For the manager. Because reasons.
Shut up! Don't worry about it.
And then the manager dies. But don't worry.
Yeah. Then they go to jail.
Where half the inmates are bears for some reason, and we don't know why.
I'm thinking it was the bear uprising of '96, but that could just be wrong.
We don't know. We never get an explanation. We don't know what most of these people have done.
We don't know what any of these people have done.
Yeah, they beat a warden who's a super large lady.
She was a One Piece character.
Oh, God, was she. And, yeah, she loved to body splash people, in some cases literally.
So the warden's plan was, so she's got this horse race, and everybody who enters, has a chance to escape. But if you don't win it, you get 20 years added to your sentence.
Yeah. Which
doesn't matter anyway. Like, she just adds years to your sentences anyway. But whoever wins doesn't actually get to leave. They get to become a member of her army. And it's really just kind of luck-based, because you gotta do a fucking roulette to get in.
Via the one of the most disappointing wheels I've ever seen, where it just lights up. I was hoping it would spin. Like, literally, like, Wheel of Fortune style.
But yeah, so, like, she's setting up this army to go fight the manager, and, like, who cares?
Yeah.
They put her key card in the machine, and it just ends.
She just explodes in dark energy and falls over.
And then all the robots shut down, and all the prisoners are like, we outie.
Oh, yeah, we forgot the best detail of this thing was that the robot actually had an extended sentence out of everyone else who had blue headlights, halo lights. There's blue, yellow, and red. And red is like a lot of years, yellow is like a decent amount, and blue is like pretty light. And the robot the entire time had a yellow halo, and it was fucking hilarious. Because of course he did! He's a violent psychopath. And then, unfortunately, as was hinted at in the last episode when she failed the horse race, Aqua's future sight is not working. And unfortunately, the entirety of everyone running the clusters, all the managers are like, get the extractors, they're ruining everything.
Yeah, so the next 3 episodes are them running away from robots. Kind of like the last 9 episodes.
Except that the robots are only targeting them and they're not actually rescuing anyone. Until they find the shitty old phone in the middle of, I don't know where the fuck. And
in Magical Girl Town.
The legendary, what is it, the legendary home line or something? And it's this
public phone.
The public phone. Who would have thought it was here? And I'm like, where is here?
Magical Girl Town. It's fine.
No one's explained anything. And, yeah, and it's like a rotary phone, which is fucking crazy, but robot is able to plug into it, and then you hear dial-up noises, and he's like, it's slow as shit. I'm like, hell yeah, it is. And Aqua and Martez figure out that the messages from the manager are actually a secret way of him performing the dance that is wanting to be extracted. So they decide they're going to climb the big fuck-off tower that's been in the skyline of every major shot that looks like a shitty mace stuck on top of an old classic castle. Japanese castle, mind you.
Everybody dies going up there.
Oh yeah, totally. Everyone dies.
But that happens between episodes.
But we need to talk about, we run back into the Yakuza boss.
Yeah.
Who is fully transformed into a magical girl.
Yeah.
Like,
not a big burly man anymore, just a magical girl.
It's not, there were 2 ways it could have gone, and both ways were great, but this way, like, again, like everything else in this show, no explanation as to how this works, how he did what he needed to become a full-on magical girl.
Well, the explanation is don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't have time. Just fuck off.
Yeah, it's fine, whatever.
And
so yeah, he kills a bunch of robots, and then gives them some ammo, some food, and tells them to fuck off.
Yeah, it's like, you need to go. And,
there's a whole little fight scene between the gun wizard and an Aqua, and then they just hug it out and they're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And then they go to the super castle where God is waiting for them.
Yeah.
And God has the ultimate physics engine.
The ultimate physics engine. Fucking, I don't know any physics engines off the top of my head.
I mean, there's Unreal.
Unreal's not a physics engine.
Is it not?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Unreal Engine is just I think it's a visual engine.
Oh.
Because it deals with, like, environments and visuals and bad Unreal where, like, pops in loads late, that kind of shit. Physics engines are... I know of some, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. Havoc is a physics engine.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah,
that's one that I've heard of.
This robot thing created Havoc or some shit, and he's able to predict the future via simulations. And he was tasked with creating a utopia for all of mankind, and it kept failing, so he made a bunch of different utopias. But it didn't quite work because humans are so fucking complicated, and he's like, well, what if I help the other humans, the humans who don't fit in, escape, and I can learn from them and maybe figure this shit out? Yeah, and God just sits there and explains all this shit, and then he's like, well, and then Echo's like, you just want to run away. And
God's like, I didn't say that.
And he almost argues with them, and he's like, and then Echo pulls out the fucking iPad with the contract, goes, we need your thumbprint. And I'm sitting there like, okay. And then
okay, so hang on.
Okay.
Right now, God is a transforming cube, pyramid, star-looking thing.
Yeah.
Orb.
Yes.
He's transforming a bunch. You know, that's just what he does. So, you know, how are you going to get the thumbprint from that?
We lost our fucking minds when he just dissolves into light, and suddenly the Facebook thumbs up appears, and doesn't animate, just rotates.
Just fucking pivots.
Touch the fucking iPad.
And then he's like, look, I've downloaded my brain into a body. It conveniently looks like the manager from like 4 episodes ago. Don't think about that one too hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're leaving now. By the way, I control half the robots. By the way, your friends are back.
Your slime girl has a giant fuck off hammer,
which she can throw and it comes back to her like she's Thor or something.
Yep.
Fuck it, don't worry.
Yep.
And, Wolf or Dogman and Robot are also here, but, you know, they're not gonna do anything, but they're here. Yeah. And then they escape. And then the nut falls down, as it does at the end of every episode.
We forgot to mention, every episode ends with a goddamn walnut falling and making a tree, and it's just become, and then the nut falls. We watched it twice ever because, yeah.
Well, we watched it in the first episode because I wanted to see where it was going.
Yeah.
And then we watched it in the last episode because, like, there was clearly an end credits scene.
Yeah.
In which it's the guy who hired them when they didn't have Equa hiring them again.
Yeah, because he actually wants to run away. So, yeah.
We learned nothing from this entire show. Like, there was a whole lot of backstory that I feel like they could have told us at some point. Like, the fucking bears? Why were all the bears in prison?
Well, because we met the bears in Marta's episode where she splits because half of her meets up with a bunch of bears, but, like, they don't explain anything. And yeah, and, like, half the prisoners are bears and we don't know why. There's one penguin who gets somebody with a nut shot, which is hilarious. But, yeah, no, it's... I think the most we got from Equa's backstory was that 3 years ago she was contacted by the manager to extract people. And that's all we got.
Also that her, like, body composition's fucked.
Yeah, no idea why or what. She just isn't explained, and
nobody's explained.
It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, all right, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, no, we talked about every episode.
Yeah, so it's time to throw numbers at this shit. Plot.
I mean, was there one? Aside from they show up and they move people, and then then God wanted to be moved.
There was a plot in each episode, and they do softly link to each other.
Give it a 2. It's weak. Yeah. It's a weak plot.
Characters. I'm not gonna lie. Most of these characters, they feel like they should or do, like it feels like somebody wrote depth to these characters, but we don't get any of it.
I think we gotta buy the accompanying novel.
We have to, like, read the light novels to figure out what the flying fuck is going on. But, like, I love these characters. Like, they're deep enough in some way that they're consistent.
Well, I mean,
they are clearly fleshed out enough that they act consistently in everything.
I don't know, man. That just means they gave him one character trait. Like, they gave Wolfman the trait of just being a wolfman.
A dog who's a ninja.
They gave the robot the trait of extreme violence, and only extreme violence.
Extreme violence and lots of swearing, and he converts all of his messages from Equiz into shouting.
Slime Girl's entire character was, man, we want to, like, get up with Aqua.
We want to get in there, even though we don't know what we're doing. And Feliz is just the tsundere, sort of.
Yeah, the only person who's kind of got their feet on the ground in this group.
They needed one, and then Equiz is just...
I want to be a good person, maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna smile all the time, and I have... It's like confidence, but... like, carefree confidence. It's very weird. Either way, I think these characters are actually good. Because I care about them, I like them, and... I don't know, they just... They did... It didn't feel like they were garbage. That's my main thing.
They felt fine, I guess. I mean, I didn't hate anybody, so...
I'm gonna hit it with the 3. Yeah, I think it was good.
That's fair.
Animation.
Whoo boy!
It's not quite X-Arm, but... Sometimes it's brushing up against that,
We never got the 2D on 3D action.
Oh, God. I wish.
But man, those background characters in like the first few episodes, whoo boy!
They were something special. Not to mention there were a few times where I feel like they were in their run cycle and just slid. But yeah, this show looks kind of crappy, but somehow it's like it's just good enough that it feels really weird, but that's almost perfect for how weird this fucking show is. Either way, the animation is still kind of garbage. I think the best we could hit this with is a 1.
Yeah.
Genre strength.
What was the genre on this one?
Action, comedy. I mean, it's a great comedy.
I'd like to pull up details, but fucking Crunchyroll ain't got none.
Yeah. Apparently China locked it all away. This had a lot of Chinese stuff behind it. I don't know what... Like, it's...
Because I don't feel like it was intentionally a comedy. There were episodes that kind of made it feel like a comedy. No, never mind. You're right. It is kind of a comedy.
But like,
now that I'm thinking about it,
I think the part that really sums it up was when after Feliz had walked away in like the second to last or last episode, and Martez starts going on her speech, and suddenly the fountain in the background just starts to go off, and you're like, is this supposed to be serious? Because this is stupid as shit. It's so tropey and gross, and I feel like that just summed up like everything, like the fucking North-South Korea bullshit, but with penguins, and like... It's Parliament, but it's about what we're gonna do to the girl that we like. Do we push her? I don't know. God damn. Like, it's almost like its greatest strength is that it, like... I don't know, it's uncanny at times. I don't feel like I can give it anything better than a 3 because I don't know what it's trying to be. I just know that it succeeds in being itself.
Okay, fine, give it a 3. I don't care.
Alright. we almost watched the dub by accident, and then I threw a fit.
Yeah, you were throwing hands, and like I had to put my hands up to fucking block, and you're like...
Because I'd rather watch it in the language it was meant for. And I refuse to compromise on that. Special mention. Is it the dog? Or is it the robot? Or is it...
You might as well just count them as one fucking thing.
They're not one thing.
They're totally one thing.
No, they are separate characters.
Nah, man, they were the same thing.
The dog did not have a thirst for blood like the robot did.
Yeah, well, this was the dog was holding him back.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I kind of want to hand it to God too. Just like I want to leave.
I'm gonna get into this body that's clearly just asset reuse.
Don't worry about it.
Saving money, even in the last episode. You know what? I know what I'll give it to.
Alright.
Thumbs up. Hit it with 1 point for that.
All right.
I think that's sick. All right, 5, 4, it's 10.
Woo! Another completely average anime.
Okay. Even though we gave it a 10, watch this. Like, legitimately watch this. It's great. It's on Crunchyroll. It's fucking awesome.
I mean, you'll get a chuckle out of it, maybe.
Oh, you will get several chuckles. We had a great time.
All right, well, with that, we're done here, right?
Yep.
All right, see you guys later.
See you.